Now while you're watching this video, please remember to like, share this video, subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon for notifications of future videos. Thank you.
Well, hello there, welcome back to my channel, guys. Yes, today I have for you yet again another exciting video, and as you can see, the title suggests an other sheep I have which is not of this fold. Is the fold the SDA church? John 10 verse 16 explained. Right now, this video is inspired by a regular commenter of mine who asked me to do a video on this, on the same, he commented on the same video that another commenter by the name of Dre Valor actually commented on. The previous video that I did, titled Paul referring to the law as worthless or garbage, it was a commenter named Dre Valor who asked me to do that video. But in the same time, another commenter, and you can find that video in my playlist section on the law and the covenant, the video that I just mentioned, right? Now, that is a video that I did that was requested by Dre Valor, right? Now another commenter did ask me to do another video, right? At the same time that Dre Valor mentioned it, and so this is the reason why I am doing this video, because the other commenter asked me to do a video on this. Now I don't remember their name right now. I think it's Uma, but I'll put it on the screen, right, just to acknowledge this commenter. I'll be using my Bible because my phone, the battery just went dead on me, right? And because it went dead, I didn't even get to look right at who the proper name of the commenter to give a true acknowledgement, but I'll put their name on the screen, right? No, I had actually hoped to use the amplified version to do this, right? But because my phone went dead, I'm resort to my Bible, which only have the KJV. But nevertheless, this is a very simple subject to actually deal with, a simple verse to actually explain, right? Now, in order to explain this verse, right, to see if it is actually talking about the Seventh-day Adventist Church, the full dimension, if it's about the Seventh-day Adventist Church or not, right? I had hoped to use the amplified version to do it, but the KJV, I think it can do just fine, right, guys? Now, to be fair to the Seventh-day Adventist Church, they are not the only cult that actually use this verse and try to make it talk about them. Because one of the things about cults, you know, is that they're very exclusive, right? I have a video titled, a series titled Cult 101 that you should actually go and check out in order to understand the nature of a cult, right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to recommend a specific video for you guys to watch so that you can understand some dynamics about cults. One of the key things about them is that they are very exclusive. When they read the Bible, it's almost as if the Bible is talking specifically about them. That is, that particular cult or denomination, right? They don't make the Bible include the entire body of Christ, you know. No. They single out themselves and say, hey, it is talking especially about them. So, without bias, this is not just about SDA, because SDA isn't the only cult that uses verse and make it be talking about them. I've seen Jehovah's Witness actually use the verse to talk about them, and I wouldn't be surprised if Mormons use this verse to talk about them, Christian Science, Scientology, and just about every other cult, right? But in this video we are going to unpack it and see what the text actually means. In order to do so, we'll be reading from verse 1 to about verse 16 so that you can get the context, right? With that being said, let us begin. And it reads thus: Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice. Or the gateman, you could say the watchman. To him the watchman open it, and the sheep hear his voice. And he calleth his own sheep by name, and leadeth them. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. And a stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. This parable Jesus spake unto them, that is his disciples, but they understood not what things they were which he spake unto them. Then Jesus said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out, and find pasture. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for his sheep. But he that is an hireling, a hired servant then, who is there for wages, and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them, and scattereth the sheep. The hireling fleeth, because he is an hireling, and careth not for the sheep. I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and am known of mine. As the Father knoweth me, even so know I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And other sheep I have which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. Tell me if this is clear enough. Jesus says that he is the sheep, and he is the door of the sheep. So guys, let us just look at what verse 16 is saying. When Jesus said, and other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. Now let's ask ourselves the question, who was Jesus actually speaking to? This is one of the principles of hermeneutics, right? You have to identify who is speaking and to whom the person is speaking to. Jesus is speaking this to his disciples, who are what? Israelites, who are Jews. So when Jesus said, other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, just imagine in your mind, Jesus talking to his disciples and telling his disciples that other sheep I have, Paul, Peter, James, and John, and Thomas, and the whole of them, other sheep I have which are not of this fold. Imagine in your mind Jesus talking to them. Common sense should tell you that the fold is actually you guys, us. You are all the fold, right? And they are Israel, They are Israelites, They are Jews. So obviously the fold is actually Jews. Obviously it is Jews, So when Jesus is saying, them I must also bring, these are the other sheep, right? To this fold, to you Israel, I must also bring them to you, right? And they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. Now in my Bible, it gives reference to Ephesians 2 verse 14 and Isaiah 56 verse 8. Let's look at Isaiah 56 verse 8. Isaiah 56 verse 8 read us. The Lord God which gathereth the outcasts of Israel saith, yet will I gather others to him. To who? Israel. So the Lord which gathereth the outcasts of Israel saith to Israel, yet will I gather others to him, that is Israel, besides those that are gathered unto him, that is Israel. So in referencing the outcasts of Israel, right? When he says besides those that are gathered unto him, he's talking about besides the outcasts that is gathered unto Israel, right? Those are the others spoken of in the text that he'll gather unto Israel, the outcasts of Israel. He's going to gather, right? Along with the outcasts of Israel, he's going to gather other persons along with the outcasts of Israel to Israel. So it's not just the outcasts of Israel he's going to bring back to Israel, you know, but he's going to bring others as well to the same Israel. So this shows you that the fold is Israel. It is not SDA, it is not Jehovah's Witnesses, it is not Christian Science, it is not Scientology, it is not Mormons, it is not Oneness Pentecostal, it is not the New Testament Church, Church of God, it is not Church of God of Prophecy, right? It is not Baptist, it is not Lutheran, it is not Methodist. No, the fold is Israel. So you see, I'm being fair. I didn't only list out the cults, you know. I list out evangelical churches as well. You understand? It's none of them in the evangelical body. The fold is Israel, who Jesus says is going to gather from different parts of the world to Israel. And this is what Isaiah 56 verse 8 is talking about, which corresponds with what Jesus says. Now we are going to look at the fulfillment. Ephesians chapter 2 verse 14. Ephesians 2 verse 14, which reads thus: For he is our peace, that is Jesus, who hath made both one, and hath broken down the middle wall of partition between us. What is the middle wall that Paul is talking about of partition between us? That is the wall of partition between both Jews and Gentiles. So Jesus broke it down, right? And have made both one. So you see that Jesus did indeed fulfill what he says. The other sheep that he has, that he's going to gather to the fold. The other sheep are Gentiles. I have a video on Ephesians 2 about SDA's building back the wall of hostility or partition that Jesus broke down in order to gather the other fold now unto himself, which is Gentiles. You can go check out that video that I did titled SDA's building back the wall of partition of hostility between Jews and Gentiles. Go and check it out, right? I'll put it on the screen and tell you where you can go and find it. So we can see clearly what Jesus is talking about here in John 10 verse 16. The fold is Israel, and the other sheep is everyone outside of Israel. So I can picture Jesus picking persons from the Baptists, from the Methodists, from the Lutherans, from the Presbyterians, even from Roman Catholics, right? I can see Jesus pulling from New Testament Church. I can see him pulling from, funny enough, even the SDA Church too. He's going to pull from. I can see him pulling from even Jehovah's Witness, even Mormons, right? Because he's going to save them despite them being a part of a cult, you know, and not knowing the truth. Many of them, I know that Jesus is going to open their eyes. So Jehovah's Witness, SDAs, Mormons, Scientology, Christian Science, he's just pulling from everywhere to the one fold. So sorry guys, sorry SDAs, the text is not talking about you. You are not the fold spoken of in the text. Right? So with that being said, I end this video. If you enjoy it, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and do share this video. Bye bye now.